Okay, and welcome back. Bringing a game that I haven't played in a long time. October. So I decided we'll do some Soul Calibur stuff. And you know me, I've always liked doing creative characters. So we'll use Cronus, Father of Time Cronus, based off of Greek mythology, and of course not Pura. Cronus, Father of Zeus. The two not to be confused. Now, I know a lot of people argue that what's the word? A lot of the oh well, I was being silly. Excuse me. But a lot of people argue that Cronus should be spelled with a K. Well, I've always liked to see that.
Show me what you've got.
Now, I've probably explained this because I'm pretty sure I've used these two, but I wanted to design the two based off of how the myth interprets them, and then I wanted to give my own little spin. Cronus on the right hand side, Zeus's father was, basically the king of the Titans after he killed, well, basically castrated, not killed, his own father and flung him into the sea. And he led the golden age of man, so of course you gotta give him a crown. The idea is, the gold representing earth, gold and green being earth, and blue being the sea. The sky really wasn't important to a lot of ancient Greece until Zeus came around. And I also wanted to give him more of the action. Oh, see, that's another one. Cronus with the CH is Cronus, King of Time. However, he can't put up a good fight against Zeus's father. But yeah, and I also kind of gave him less armor, bigger muscles, simply because armor pieces weren't really all that, common back in the day. Now, I kind of gave Cronus, King of Time, the greenish blue look, more armor, because he's supposed to be, ever present. He's really not mentioned too much as combat, which is why he's getting his butt kicked. But he's wearing that because that would be what he would wear if he was in combat. Or how I interpret it, lightish armor. You thought you could win? You thought? Okay, we're gonna rematch that. But yeah, I have his more light armor, kind of got the paladin gauntlet, and a companion, because you figure Cronus is portrayed as a very old man, and when you think about it, one of the more technical characters to use will be Zui, however you say his name, because of the companion that he has. And plus, if Cronus is as old as he is, he really ain't gonna be able to fight by himself, the head honchos and the big bad people and the younger folks. So I figured he might have a companion with him. And of course, over the years, he would be pretty darn technical. And I think that Zui being a technical character, at least to me, and all that, I think that would be a great design. Now, I'm designing basically pretty dark old, and he's relatively pale, while Cronus is tan, because with Cronus, at least if we're gonna go off the God of War color scheme, plus and logic, being cursed to wandering soul and all that good stuff. But anyway, that was the design reasons behind it. But this fight ever happened in mythology? No. Cronus, the two Cronuses never actually fought. One was Time, CH, how I spell it, usually denotes Cronus, the one who is, the personification of time, and the one with just the CR is Zeus's father. And basically, after Zeus and the Titan monarchy, it's not a whole lot that happens. There's no real good way to edit the heights here, because I would make him much taller, like massive if I could, but it's not an option. See, now this match puts up a much better fight. And that's usually how that tends to go. I have it set for computer versus computer on very hard, so they can be really, really flashy. At the end, I'll put my own personal item. Hey. Come on, Kronos. That's how it goes. But like I said, I do design, and like I said, I want a more simplistic look for the father of Zeus, while a bit more like heavy armor, well, not heavy armor, but light armor feel for King of Time. Because, you know, he doesn't fight, so you know when you don't fight, you get really, really prepared for it. And plus, time, you know, well, my power knows no else. But, yeah, you know, time usually has that, like, idea that you can warp in and out of it, so. Now we'll go back to another character select, and let's see who we'll have this time. Bring it more mythological. So we'll bring Gaia. Queen Gaia. I had to give her a surname, and Queen was what I could think of at the time. And then we will have a well, I'm trying to find another matching well, Artemis. I don't think I spelled Artemis right, so no one sue me here. I really don't think I spelled it right. Actually, I always... Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Oh crap. But tried to put female versus female. I never did design the other one. I had one. So basically, I kind of designed Gaia with the basic nature-esque thing, you know, water, blue, green, and gold for Earth. Artemis, you know, is usually personified as like the moon, dealing with the moon. So I figured blue and white would do very well. And then Artemis in God of War, logic, at least had a massive sword. It was two-handed even for Kratos. So that's why I gave her Siegfried's move style. Gaia, you know, really wasn't a fighter. Gaia was always a pacifist. So I gave her very light armor, gave her more gown type look, and I gave her, I want to say, what's it? Pure? Pyra? Pure? Because, you know, neither one really seems to want to fight, but, okay. But yeah, Gaia Nor Pure really likes to fight, and Gaia, I don't feel like would be necessarily experienced at fighting, and I think that would be a great style for her. Even though Gaia was in the Titan Monarchy, I still don't think that Gaia was really a fighter of the Titan Monarchy. And the Titan Monarchy was the rebellion in which the Titans fought their children. So basically Kronos, Gaia, Rhea, Atlas, Prometheus, Ametheus, and all those people basically were fighting Zeus, Hades, Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, all of that stuff. Artemis probably had more. Ooh. Nice little hit. Okay. Now, that's another thing. I also figured that since Artemis is the moon is imagined to be cold. Oh wow. But I figured that it would be a very good move for her, because I could have used someone's like Gaia's putting the hurt on her, but yeah, I could have used someone like Nightmare style, but yeah, I figured that Siegfried was probably the best, especially because of the ice. Now, I don't design underclothes. I never put underclothes. I don't really care about the crap. I just want the, you know, basic armor. Sadly, when this type of stuff happens, kind of loses the appeal. Oh, I also designed both with long hair. Artemis with long flowing hair, basically, because she got some stuff, you know. I figured she is definitely wants to hit the run free as she runs and hunts things. Gaia, you know, more. I don't really hunt too much, you know, fight and all of that good stuff. I kind of designed hers more with the ponytail, with the idea that, what's the word? Okay. Obviously, I put different clothes on Gaia. Okay. Well, take this as dismay. I have no control over this at all, so I guess that's just the particular attire that they chose to fight in. Let's destroy the clothes. We don't need armor. It's funny when you think about the sword comparison. Like, see, even dogs have some armor. And I also chose that voice setup because I figured Artemis would kind of be talking trash. She'd be talking that good crap. And I figured Artemis would definitely be like that. Now, one that I also designed is from a story I wrote. Lord Eros, traditionally, basically it's like Cupid and more akin to Cupid, and is relative of what's his name? What's her name? Aphrodite. But how I wrote it, because there's several different myths regarding Eros, I wrote him more as a powerful lord, more like an elf. If you're in the Lord of the Rings, more like an elf. And then Lord Tartarus, basically the complete and utter opposite. I've always regarded those two as complete and utter opposites. Yeah, I think this would be a good little area that balances. Oh, this is perfection at one point, and then it's like,
the warrior climbs to the summit of good and evil.
Like this perfect imperfection.
Why do you choose to fight?
Show me what you got.
Now, I chose this look, as you can see, like complete and utter opposites. Eros is much more light armor. Kind of look more like a nice guy, really, more like a master of his skill. While I kind of designed Tartarus more beastly, more raging in how I designed it. Basically, Eros was, Lord of Perfection. He created things that were perfect, and he was very skilled, and he basically ruled in the heavens. And of course, Tartarus, not really perfect, being more rugged, more into power and destruction, and just being a boss in all of the worst ways. So I kind of designed him more like warrior-esque, and more I guess would be like I can't think of what it was called, but all the horns and spikes and all that. And in the story, like I said, Eros and Tartarus fight, and Eros actually, like right now, wins the first bout, wins the first little fight. At the end, Tartarus basically just comes back and says, "Oh, well, son, it's time for you to go." I wrote it where Eros hits this like really bad. Well, no, actually, it's a trick. He lets Eros think he's winning, and then he just comes back and just destroys Eros. It's critical hit on Eros, and it's like, oh well, Eros locked himself in the heavens, and basically no eating it. Not even Tartarus, but he basically takes over, and he goes to Earth, and it's fun. One day, hopefully, people will be able to read the story, maybe watch it. But like I said, that was another reason why I designed it this way. I designed the gold and the white just because I figured, you're supposed to be perfection, and you're supposed to be the heavens, and gold and white would really accent that. And I also like the Alpha Patroclus sword style, just the stance of it and how he uses it. I think that would be very reminiscent of a guy who was like, I'm the boss at what I do. I am a boss and I'm a master at what I do. And if you think you can beat me, you will be destroyed. And he strikes very fast. He strikes with decent speed, while much smaller sword but more efficient. Tartarus, he just got this big monster behemoth of a sword. And it's not necessarily as efficient, but it is very, very deadly. Now, this is not how the story would actually end. KO. So arrows would not have won in the story, but that's how that goes.
You are a worthy opponent indeed.
You are a worthy opponent. Now that's something he would have never did, because arrows, I wrote in the story to be one who talks a lot of crap. Of course, long, silky, straight, blonde hair. But yeah, Eros was one who talked a lot of crap. Thanatos, basically the personification of death, would end up, I hate to recycle, but ends up actually fighting that way. Simply because Thanatos was created by, I misspelled Thanatos, because I've never pronounced it as Thanatos. Thanatos. I've always pronounced it as Thanatos. Thanos. Thanatos. Thanos. My bad. But you know, him being the personification of death, basically, he's very dark. There's no sickles in this game, but that's called sickle. And I want him to be dark, chains, like, I grab your soul never goes away from me. You will never escape me. And, you know, basically, Thanatos was what gave, because basically everyone was immortal at the point, and it was with Thanatos that gave Tartarus a leg up on arrows, giving him the ability to actually kill stuff. Because Thanatos could, you know, take the soul of fallen, people. And basically, the whole idea of ambrosia and the nectar of the gods and all that good stuff actually was given a purpose of, if you did not drink it and you died, you got something that would kill you, Thanatos could get you. And that's how I wrote that. In the story, Thanatos does actually fight Tartarus, and he beats the crap out of him. He utterly destroys him. Like this. Tartarus always, especially in the beginning of the story, would basically talk crap to Thanatos. He would always tell him what to do, and eventually Thanatos just got like, you can't actually even kill me, but I can kill you, sir. And he basically gives Tartarus that I'm the boss here.
The battle has finished.
And it's funny now that I think about it. Yeah. See, it's really like that, and you don't really get to see Thanatos' face because, in the story he wears a mask as well. But let's continue. And I kind of get like more like a Persian immortal. It's so spooky because you never actually even see his face. Now, Castillo. We're gonna go Reynolds versus Kronos. Now,